Biblical account of Abraham, 1996 BC to 1821 BC. The name Abraham means father of many. Today's Bible study will come from the Book of Genesis in the Holy Bible and also the Book of Jasher. Introduction. Abraham was born in a town called where idolatry or idol worship was the main religion. Childhood. Abraham spent time with Noah and Shem as a child, which may have influenced his lack of faith in the worship of man-made objects like his father. As a child, Abraham tried to teach his father and King Nimrod's court that idols are powerless. But the people had no faith in a supernatural God of creation that they could not see with their eyes. Abraham's adult life. Under God's direction, Abraham left to a land that God promised him and his descendants in a land called Canaan. During a famine, Abraham went into Egypt and gained more riches and servants gifted to him by the Pharaoh. Abraham moved back to Canaan after the famine with his riches. Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah were sinful towns of great wickedness that God commanded his angels to go down and destroy. Abraham encountered God's angels on their route to Sodom and Gomorrah, and he begged them to answer. Would God destroy the innocent with the wicked? If there are 50 innocent people in Sodom, will God destroy it? The angels turned to Abraham and answered, if there are 50 righteous people in the town, we will not destroy it. The angels continued on their journey, and Abraham begged again. What if there are only 10 innocent people in the town of Sodom? Will God destroy it? The angels turned to Abraham and said, if there are 10 innocent people within the town of Sodom, we will not destroy it. The angels departed Abraham and reached the town of Sodom. And prior to destroying the town of Sodom, the angels remembered Abraham's plea and spared his nephew Lot and his 2 daughters, allowing them to flee to the mountains before destroying Sodom with fire. Lot's wife loved Sodom so much that she could not take her eyes off the town to flee with her family from destruction. And she was turned into a pillar of salt, for she could not take her eyes off of the destruction of Sodom. Sarah's lack of faith. God promises Abraham a son in his old age, but his wife, Sarah, has no respect for God's promise that she will conceive a son in her old age. So she tells Abraham to fulfill God's covenant with a surrogate, her handmaid, Hagar. Hagar conceives a son named Ishmael, whom Abraham adores. However, God insists his covenant will not be fulfilled by Ishmael. Sarah later conceives the child God promised, and they call his name Isaac. Hagar has no respect for baby Isaac or God's covenant with Abraham through the child Isaac. So Sarah tells Abraham to cast them out to the desert. God assures Abraham that his son Ishmael will also become a prosperous nation in the desert. So Abraham agrees to cast them out to the desert where they flourished. After the death of Sarah, Abraham remarried and had many other sons and daughters. But Isaac inherited all his father's property, and the other siblings received gifts. According to God's promise, Abraham became the father of many nations on the earth. Abraham's first son, Ishmael, became the father of the Arab nations. God established his covenant with Abraham's second son, Isaac, and his descendants, who later become the 12 tribes of Israel. To this day, there are three prominent religions which owe their parentage to Abraham: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. I hope you enjoyed Biblical Abraham. Join us in the next episode to see how Isaac's son Jacob becomes the nation of Israel.